क्या ये क्या करे, मेरा फोन मत कर देना, ऊपर नहीं आ, कोई बात नहीं। आप एक साल आगे करके खड़े होते हो, जल्दी कर यार, तो ड्रामेबाजी करती है। नहीं ठीक तेरे उसका नहीं, तो क्या करूं? ये मैं 7:30 बजे
Good evening, sir. During the introduction, we would like to show a small video. So we would like to share our screen.
Okay.
Okay. So
The moment you tell me the screen is all mine, I'll take over. Hi, Karthikeyan.
Sir, could I stop sharing your screen, sir?
Please do that.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All yours.
Start.
Champions are not made in gyms. Champions are made from something that they have deep inside them. A desire, a dream, a vision, said Muhammad Ali, the professional boxer and philanthropist. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Vishwanath Praveen of class 11B from Indian School Muscat, your host this evening. It's my privilege and pleasure on behalf of Indian School Muscat to welcome you all to this beautiful evening. Dear audience, you're requested to fill in the feedback form, which will be posted in the description box towards the close of the session. Every success story has two beliefs. The future can be better than the present, and we have the power to do it now. Avenir 2020, be future ready, brings new beginnings and new opportunities on a brand new virtual platform this year. Comprehensive project designed and aimed at effectively guiding students and parents to chart out the future course of action after school education. Indian School Muscat, under the aegis of the Board of Directors, Indian Schools, Sultanate of Oman, is privileged to host this mega event to enkindle the minds of students in diversified fields. Once again, a warm welcome to one and all to this evening's prestigious Avenir 2020. Our guest speaker this evening is an amazing person, CEO of Pet Planet, a strategic and passionate visionary in the field of education. Professor with a demonstrated history of working in sports and games industry. Skilled in event planning, youth advocacy, leadership, education, and curriculum development. Professor Mukesh, Kohli. We would now like to play a short video highlighting Professor Kohli's achievements.
Let's welcome to Avenir 2020, a true champion, Mr. Mukesh Kohli, a co-physical educationist, a sports leader, a strategic and passionate visionary in the field of education. He is passionate about raising awareness and developing personal well-being through the power of physical education. A sports leader with over 3 decades of accomplished experience in teaching, Mr. Mukesh Kohli works as a management and educational consultant. He's also the founder of the Physical Education Congress. Mr. Kohli has successfully framed curriculums and developed resource materials in physical education for various age groups. He is a dynamic, charismatic, and much sought after speaker on sports advocacy, PEC cards, communication, and life skills. He believes that sports has to be made a way of life, and this brings him success at motivating youngsters and making them more efficient and productive. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Muhammad Tawfiq of Class 11E for that brilliant video, and Caleb Bichu Matthew of Class 11D for the voiceover. Dear audience, please join me in welcoming our guest speaker, Professor Mukesh Kohli. Sir, your presence is truly encouraging, and most certainly, it's a great honor to have you with us this evening. The stage is all yours. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, young man, for such a nice introduction. Believe me, I'm nothing but a sports person, nothing else and nothing more. Extremely thankful to Indian School Muscat and Rajiv sir for inviting me for this talk. Good evening, Muscat. This is Mukesh Kohli. I run an organization called PEC India, and PEC India is my passion. I had seen almost most of the colors of the rainbow. And today, last week when Rajiv sir did ask me to take a session on this, I readily agreed to be in touch once again with the students, staff, and parents of Indian School Muscat. Friends, I've been following this webinar from last 2-3 days. I did, frankly speaking, listen to the talk of Dr. Shyam Mohan, Director, VSSC ISRO, on 21st. During the end of his talk, he was talking about success, which is not a destination, but a journey. I was fascinated by it. His time and again insisting on children to develop self-respect, confidence, identify your strengths, dream big, plan your goals, and keep moving. During another talk, when Annie Matthews was talking, she also talked about a lot of things. She did talk also about a lot of things. And in that, she said, people first and technology later. And the second thing which she impressed upon was empowering every person. With this, I start my session. Each one of these did talk about something on technology, on certain life skills, on certain qualities, which needs to be groomed to become a future citizen. When I was trying to create the agenda for this, I thought, before getting into a career, why not showcase what is there in it? Because before entering the pool, you always try to see how cold is the water. Hippocrates said in 360 BC, walking is man's best medicine. Still holds true. A powerful statement. During these days also, most of the doctors or health curative people talk about this. Let's see the big news all around. Pad being sold for 2.2 million, bought by KKR at IPL. The European Health and Fitness Club industry generated an estimated revenue of 31.53 billion US dollars. Liverpool market values at staggering 986.7. They're all big figures. Does these figures proselyte you? Can you see this? This is a picture of a courtyard in Europe in 1500 BC. Sir Scott Brown showed this picture in 2008 during his talk at TED, Play is More Than Fun. Can you imagine how many games are being played in this courtyard? Any guesses? If you can, I give you 5 seconds. If you can just guess it, type it on the chat box. Your time's 3, 2, 1. 124 staggering games or sport being played in this courtyard. Perhaps at that point of time, there were only two things. Either people were studying or doing some work, or they were playing. There were no internet and no mobile phones. Believe me, technology is there to help. Let it not be your master. Science behind all this is what? Exercise is one single most powerful tool you have in order to optimize your brain functions. This is not something written in a book. This has been evidence-based, and there are thousands of research papers on this. If you have not read the book called Spark, please buy it and read it, written by Dr. Spark, Dr. John Ratey. He summarizes his research saying that exercise is to build and condition the brain. Till now, people were thinking exercise is something for health and body and muscles. Building muscles and conditioning the heart and lungs are side effects, or we call it, they are the things which they develop alongside. This brain responds like a muscle. Sports and games and exercise changes the anatomy, physiology, and the functions of the brain. What does this figure showcase you? I want to show you what is, if anybody is choosing this as a career, what is in the store. What does this picture showcase you? You have 5 seconds to write on the chat box. There could be two ways. To me, this reminds me of that story of David and the Goliath. There are only 12% of people who play between the ages of 15 years to 24 years, play every day, regularly. 58% of the men above the age do not do any activity. And that staggering 64% of women above the age of 55 do not do anything. You remember the story of David? This is in store for you. When David went to that village, he saw people, they were, so much scared of Goliath. When he said, why don't you all together go and hit him? He said, he is too big to hit. And David said, he is too big to miss. This much of the population in the world still needs people, still needs program, still needs PE experts to deliver to them what they want in their way. This is another graph showcasing the amount of exercise people do as per their employment. 36% of the people who are self-employed, they do not take part in any activity. And 67% of people who are in-house, those who hardly do anything, they are not physically active. Unemployed people, 49% of them, they do not take part in any. The scope is tremendous. The sky is the limit. Look at the staggering 63% retired people who need it the most. There's another survey I wish to showcase you about active and inactive people in UK. This was done in 2018. 18% of them use gym, 53% use both, and 21% just sports. There are 53% active people. When I say active means, as per WHO guidelines, 150 minutes of exercise per week. Fairly active, 40%. Inactive or sedentary is 7%. And what barriers they have? Nothing. Let me showcase. No barrier at all. No barrier at all. 13% men, 13% women, and 22% say that there are hardly any barriers. Too busy, 76% talk about it. Too expensive, 23% talk about it. And too busy socializing on the phone or chatting. The survey talks about the people who are active, they have their attainment score, they think high, 95%, and they only think low, 5%. And if you compare it with people who are sedentary, which is 84 and 16%. Personal well-being of people as compared to sedentary, is feeling worthwhile, 7.3% in comparison to 6.4%. The anxiety level of people who exercise every day is 4.3%, much lower than 5.1% of sedentary. The employability of people who are active is whooping 65% in comparison to 53% of sedentary. Mental well-being of active people is around 22.3%, whereas sedentary is only 20%. People who are sedentary, they feel socially isolated, much in comparison to they think themselves left out. 21% sedentary and only 9% of active people. This is what the industry talks about. This is what Time magazine in September 2016 wrote a statement by Dr. Mark Tarnopolsky, which he said, if there was a drug that could do to human health everything that exercise does or can, it would be most valuable pharmaceutical ever developed. And in these pandemic times, people have started waiting, anxiously waiting for the vaccine and medicine. They have forgotten the people whose immunity systems are good, they are not going to be affected by this. And whose immunity is good? The people who exercise every day. This is high time. The sports industry is open. There could be no better times than this. This is one slide which I love showcasing to school students and to the parents who always talk about read, 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 and read. These are two brain scans. The average brain scan of 20 students. On the left side is the brain after sitting quietly, and on the right side is the brain after taking 20 minutes of walk. Look at the activity happening in the brain. Next time you're going to go for an examination, taking a test, walk 20 minutes. Go and appear in the test and see your scores reaching to that, going north. This was a research. The scan is with the compliments of Dr. Chuck Hillman. Friends, this is the power and the charm of sports and the sporting life. If you see this estimated audience of any of these international events, ranging from 3.6 billion to 3.5 billion or to 3 billion during South Korea's FIFA World Cup and Brazil World Cup, 3.2 billion. How many people? It's been always everywhere sports. You listen to any advocacy or any talk, sports in an hour, sports comes at least for 10 times. Even when Annie Matthews was talking about, she was talking during her technology talk, she talked that technology is a team sport. Collaborate globally, build productively, and scaling the innovations. That's the power of sports. It's not only on this. Look at the charm. Sports, science, maths, and history. This was what is the Google trend. The yellow line stands for maths. The orange stands for science. The greenish stands for history. And my blue stands for sports. Friends, I talk sports, I walk sports, and I live sports. There are plenty of career options open through sports. Sports is everywhere. Because everything is centered around human beings. If there are new humans whom we are talking about, technology for whom? Technology is later, people are first. Unless people, the humans, are healthy, strong, and who are not having any disease will be able to deliver, or their productivity will be more. What do you see in this slide? This is, I call, a club, a 50 to 100 million club. The first and the topmost carrier in sports is celebrity. From Federer to Messi to Ronaldo to Neymar, you talk of Michael Jordan and who doesn't know them? They are all sports persons, the personalities, the celebrities whom everybody knows. Now let me showcase you at something at a lower level. I think it was about 35 years back. Kerala in India won school nationals. And two brothers were playing. I think it was somewhere around 1980 or 79 or 78, somewhere, late 70s. Excellent players. I was coaching those days, Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan teams, and my boys' team lost in quarterfinals, and the women team won a bronze medal. Even after losing at that level, at the quarterfinals level, one of the team member was Dr. Deepak Chaudhary. Today he's Deepak Chaudhary. You know who is he? He was one of the best badminton players Delhi has produced, and he was also the director of sports injury center at New Delhi. Today he is one of the leading sports injury specialists in India. His doubles player partner, Madhusudan Srinivasan. Today, he is one of the finest critics and working for NDTV. But let me come back to Kerala again. There were two brothers, excellent badminton players, and one of them, and they were very good Anybody who is good in a game is also good in studies. One of them cracked JEE, and he got an admission in IIT. His younger brother, he got dejected. He couldn't get the admission. He kept playing badminton. Today, if you go back or if you see forward, everybody knows Pulela Gopichand. Have you heard the name of his brother? Pulela himself became an excellent badminton player, and today he's been coaching players like Saina Nehwal, PV Sindhu, and is running an academy. Okay, let Pulela also be the international player. I'll come down. A few years back, Delhi won the Ranji Trophy Championship, and in which 3 players from my college team was playing. One was Puneet Bisht, the wicket-keeper batsman, and another was Pradeep Sangwan. They both were from my college. They were playing Ranji Trophy. Delhi happened to win the trophy, Ranji, in that year. Can you guess how much money these 2 boys, or this third boy was, I think, it was Tachdeva. I have forgotten his first name. How much money these 3 boys made in that year? Close to 50 lakhs. 1 year. Studying in college, not an international repute cricketers. Let me come back on a little lower level. About 5 years back, one young boy wanted to take admission in my college. And the university started recruiting people those days through a fitness test, and then the game test was being taken. This young boy went for the fitness test. There was a long queue of about 1 kilometer. He came back and called me. He said, "Sir, I will not be able to stand in that queue for this long." I said, "Gentlemen, if you cannot stand, you will not be admitted." You know, this young boy was bought by Virat Kohli's team for 6 crores. Not even entered the college. That's the power of becoming a good player. Being a player is only 5% of what sports as a career is. I can talk at length on player after player, not only in cricket, but you name a game and there will be players. The good news is that everybody is now thinking that there are certain skills which needs to, every student must have. Government after government world over are trying to skill people. But nobody knows what skills will be there in next 5 years. What technology will exist or not. Which technology is going to take over. It's moving so fast. But we have one thing we all know, that we are going to last. So anything which could be done to make humans as successful learners, confident individuals, and responsible citizens, They are not going to fail anywhere, wherever they go. The trends of fitness industry is booming. That's because of rising population, health awareness, government initiatives, and people have slowly started understanding that prevention is better than the cure. And this is something which is free. Want to come into such a good profession? The number of gyms members have increased. If I showcase you in India, there are 6 million active users, spending about 30 to 36,000 rupees per annum. What does this sports industry looks like? Friends, it's something like there's from the health point of view, there's a curative industry. From fitness, there is a service industry, there's the equipment industry. In sports, there are services, there are manufacturing, there are event management, there are infra, most of the things. The fitness equipment market is increasing in such a fashion that in 2019, it was worth 11.5 billion. And we are estimating in 2027 to be 15.2 billion. This fitness service industry today is 2.6 billion today. And we are estimating in 2023 to be of 6 billion. It's going enormous. I can take hours and hours on this one slide. If you just see that whenever you think of a career, you need to focus on 5 basic high principles of career development. You will be entering into a change which is a constant. Recognize that the world around you is constantly changing. Be open to the change and remain alert to new opportunities. Learning is ongoing. Strive for continuous personal improvement and stay motivated by learning new skills and developing your own talents. Focus on the journey. Enjoy the journey. Success is nothing but the journey. Don't focus on the destination at all. Know yourself, believe in yourself, and follow your heart. That's what Steve Jobs said. Let the voice from outside not disturb you. Listen to your own voice from your gut, your heart, and follow that. Assess your talents. Rely on the support of your family, friends, mentors, colleagues, peers. And success can be and is always a team effort. Then career in sports could be broadly divided into coach, as a celebrity we have already discussed, in coaching, in journalism, in psychology, in health, in community sports, in professional sports, and sports goods. Let me take each one. Coaching, you could become a coach, coaching at the grassroots level, at the elite level. There are hundreds of institutes which are giving degree from certification to diplomas to graduation in coaching to masters in coaching to masters in sciences coaching. In India, we have an institute called Netaji Subhash Institute of Sports Patiala. Now they have a branch in Bangalore. Now there's a University of Sports being opened in Assam. The coaching certification course is being run by various institutes. Even sporting federations run level 1, level 2, level 3 coaching streams. In sports goods companies, there are plenty of scope in the sales, in marketing, and product development, sponsorship, and everything. Most of you must have seen the film MS Dhoni. Think of Dhoni's friend who could not become a very good cricketer, but still started developing cricket bats for Dhoni. That's what is sports all about. You have to keep looking for opportunities within or around what you have been doing. Psychology, there's enormous opportunities. Sports psychologists, there are exercise psychologists, there are people. Dr. Rate is a psychologist. He's a professor at Harvard in psychiatry. Scott Brown himself is a psychologist. There is a plenty of scope in teaching. You could become a teacher at a grassroots level, at the nursery, at the preschool, at the primary level, at the upper primary level, at the secondary level, at the university level. There are n number of colleges imparting this degree in physical education, bachelor's degree in physical education. I also being a product of a college which is known as Lakshmibai College of Physical Education, Gwalior. Our time it was a college, now it's a national institute. One of the topmost institute in Asia. There are plenty of colleges in UK, Australia, and South Africa. Choose a career, whichever you choose, an institute which suits your budget. There are various opportunities in the health sector, exercise physiologist, sports medicine, sports physiotherapist, sports nutritionist. What else you need? There's a avenue in administration and management, gym and fitness center in charges, youth and outdoor pursuit centers in charges. Community sports could be another avenue for you. Youth sports, sports development centers are there. You could become another coach there, or you could become, if you are thinking of not entering into professional sport as a celebrity player, there are n numbers of opportunity to become an official. N number of opportunities to become official. They are highly paid. There are careers in journalism. There is career in in journalism, right from being a commentator to a photographer to a sports scorers. You could be in fitness, strength and conditioning coaches are there. There are personal trainers, there are fitness instructors, there are health trainers. A trainer, a fitness instructor today who becomes a personal trainer earns about 1,500 to 2,500 rupees per hour in Delhi. Can you imagine the growth of fitness centers in Mumbai alone, which was estimated to be 1,200 rupees crores in 2017, grew to 2,000 crores in 2019. Sports sponsorship. Sports sponsorship is in India at present, it is 9,000 crores. Can you believe it? The ground advertising of IPL, which there were no spectators, was worth 2,000 crores, which was 25% higher. IPL being played in UAE with no spectators, still everybody made money out of it. Let me come down on a profession. You understand a gardener, Mali, who plays with the grass. And the same Mali, the same is called a curator for a cricket wicket and for tennis coaches for Wimbledon. The amount of money they make, the amount of specialization they have is there's a vast difference. You can think of anything you choose. There is no place for mediocres. Try to excel. Whenever you get into, whether you choose sports as a major and a few minors, during the journey, you may leave your major and try to specialize in a minor. That's what. See, people like Dr. Deepak Chaudhary was an excellent badminton player, went into, did his MBBS, did his specialization, MD into surgery. He's an orthopedic surgeon and took up again, came back to sports. This is the profession which just started from when I was a school student with a PT teacher. At the end of my talk, I will showcase you, I'll make you meet a person and he will talk about his career, how it took, how it bounced from one platform to another in this fascinating and proselyting physical education, a career in sports. Let me showcase you something else. This is another other slide on which I can talk hours and hours, which also depicts about what sports graduates' career map is around teaching and coaching, about sports development and management, around science, around health and fitness, about media and marketing. Right from clinical exercise physiologist to sports performance analyst, a biochemist, sports sciences and exercise psychologist. Teaching and coaching, it could be PE teacher to a lecturer in physical education to a professor in physical education, to a doctor in physical. Sports therapist, dietitian, strength and conditioning coaches, fitness instructors, stunt performers, sports journalists and commentators, event management, sports leisure facility managers, sports development managers. I'll showcase you a little later what all degrees you need for them. This is one exclusive slide. I can talk days and weeks on this, showcasing entire sporting careers, right from sports, exercise, science and technology, sports business and leisure management, sports development, leadership and coaching, outdoor education, fitness instructions, performance and excellence. There's a plenty of scope in outdoor education, right from adventure sports to facilities management to event managers. There are degrees in outdoor education, environmental sciences, outdoor education. There are fitness instruction, there are certification courses, diploma courses, and there are plenty of ways how fitness could be imparted. I used to call them fitness unlimited, right from aerobics to Viper to Skittle to weight training to functional training to gym training. Everybody is an expert. And there's no end to the road. Sports is one which is bound to stay till the time till this entire civilization will leave. Any technology will become obsolete, but sports and exercise will never become obsolete. Yes, there will be newer findings to how to create optimum benefit out of that. Keep upskilling yourself. Friends, keep writing. If you have any questions, I'll last 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and in number of time, I'll give it to you for answering this. Now, this is what technology talks about. Broadcasting to fast streaming, performance analysis, athletes, their health vitals, 5G cloud. Today, we are talking about not 200 people going to a venue to relay what is happening at the stadiums. Now, at a remote station, a team will be sitting, they'll be capturing through a satellite, editing will be done at a different station, and it will be relayed to worldwide. Technology has changed the sporting world. In 1964, Seiko launched a watch which could, record up to 1/100th of a second. In 1980, a transponder or RFID technique came in, which they used to implant a chip and the antenna could read the chip, and that's how winners were decided. Not only that, in 2008, the photo finish technology Seiko brought in, which could even take 3,000 photographs in a second, which could decide the winners. Friends, I am also looking for a lot of technology experts because I can see there are a lot of gaps which could be filled up in sports, and the newer careers in sport can come up. Let's join hands. Let's think and explore newer and newer careers. And anybody who has been an active sport person, who's been active, will never fail in his life. Before I try to come to my end of my talk, let me show you a small clipping which the World Economic Council is promoting. Think of it, what they say. Want your children to get great jobs? Friends, that's what Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay, my role model when I was a young boy. I don't count my sit-ups, I only start counting one after 30. Never give up. Failure and rejections are only the first step to succeed. Michael Jordan said, I failed over and over again in my life, and that's the reason I succeed. Sporting is that career which can, where there's only looking north, there's no looking south. My dear friends, welcome aboard to a fascinating career in physical education and sports awaits you, which will change this world to make it a better place to live. Thank you so much. That's what Nelson Mandela even said. Sports has that power to change the world. Over to you, young man. If you have any questions, I'm there.
Thank you so much, sir. And that brings us to the end of Professor Mukesh Kohli's talk. Thank you very much. Your words and experiences have indeed ignited our minds. A gentle reminder to all present on this platform, you are once again requested to fill in the feedback form which has been posted in the description box. Dear audience, and that brings us to the close of this evening's session. And it's only appropriate to close with a word of thanks. Gratitude is the mother of all virtues. Let me take this opportunity to express my gratitude to all who have made this session possible. Indian schools under the aegis of the Board of Directors, Indian schools in the Sultanate of Oman, together extend our heartfelt gratitude to His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq for his benevolence towards the Indian community here in Oman. I would like to extend our sincere thanks to our honorable guest speaker for this evening, Professor Mukesh Kohli, for giving us such an interesting and knowledgeable talk. I'm sure our guests, parents, and students have definitely benefited from this session. We are thankful to you, sir, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to address us. Thank you once again, sir. Our sincere gratitude to the Chairman Board of Directors, Dr. Baby Sam Samuel, and members on the board, Indian Schools in Oman. Mr. Ajay Kumar Pillai, President and members of Indian School Muscat Management Committee. Our Honorable Principal, Dr. Rajiv Kumar Chauhan, Presidents and members of all Indian School Management Committees in the Sultanate of Oman. Principals, Vice Principal, Assistant Vice Principals, Supervisors, Coordinators, Heads of Departments, teachers, parents, and students are valued guests, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot thank enough our principal, Dr. Rajiv Kumar Chauhan, for his unstinting support. Thank you, sir, for being such an impactful leader. Our gratitude goes out in no small measure to the event managers and the entire team for their dedicated work, without which this event would not have been as successful. I thank one and all. Good night and be sure to stay safe. Thank you.